Hello Taurus, welcome to your love reading. For those of you who have been watching me for a while, typically I do a love in general all in the same reading, but I've decided to switch it up and do two separate videos, more in-depth reading for each area. So this is going to be the love only reading. If you're interested in your general energies, check out those videos. I'm going to do them separately and they'll probably be published a little bit later. Give me maybe another week to get those up. So let's go ahead and just delve right into your love energies for March. Okay, so this is going to be March 2017 love and general tarot card readings. Taurus, here we go. Page of Cups, Knight of Wands, reverse. Wow, a lot of fire energy. Wand energy happening around you. I know this angle's a little bit different. I'm not used to it. It's going to be a little bit strange, but hopefully you can see good enough. So I have this Page of Cups here in the reversal, which to me it's like all these things that haven't been said, or all these unexpressed emotions or feelings, or like, I don't know, I feel like there's someone, Taurus, I feel like there is someone that you really are trying to talk to, or that you really want to confess something to, or like tell them how you feel. If you're in a long-term relationship, it doesn't have to be that to obviously confess that you love them. You've probably already been saying that, but it's like there's a need and a desire for you to communicate, but for some reason you're either like tongue-tied, or the opportunity hasn't presented itself. Maybe there have been a lot of roadblocks, or like things keep popping up and this person's schedule doesn't jive with yours, and just it's like one thing after another, right? And it's like the more or the longer it goes unexpressed, the more and more confused you become. How are they going to respond? Are they going to reciprocate? Are they going to feel the same way? Are they going to give me what I want, give me what I need? But yet I've got like two, I feel like it's both of you here. You have a message that you want to deliver, and you don't know how. And you don't know if they are going to stick around. I'm sure it's very hard. I sense there is a need for you to be vulnerable. There may even be some question as to whether or not this is really even what you want. Like, I'm getting a vibe that some of you, the singles specifically, okay, that those of you who are single and this is someone that you're interested in, that you may have been feeling this way for a very long time, but maybe there's been distance. Maybe there, like I said, all these roadblocks, all these things, and it's not that they've ever been rude to you or they've ever been mean to you, but they might be confusing in the way that they communicate. Maybe they are more sporadic. Maybe they are less consistent. They've probably always been very warm to you and very open to you. You are trying to as well either fight the feelings that you have, convince yourself that they are not real feelings, or like minimize their meaning. Like, I'm sensing that you're trying to make sense of what's going on in your own emotional state before you say anything. Well, some of you may take a chance and say something. And to be honest, I do sense some level of reciprocity, okay? It might not be everything you wanted. It might not be, yes, I love you too, let's get married and have babies. But, I think there's a little bit of stepping up that you need to do, because this person has their own life going on. They're busy, they're doing their things, and they just really might not know. They really might not think for a moment that you're interested. And again, if you're married, okay, this interest that I'm talking about is in an issue or something that you're dealing with or a point of contention. Like, you haven't told your partner how you feel about something. And I think there are a lot of assumptions and a lot of projections happening. Like, you assume they're going to disagree with you. You assume, like, you're operating with a mindset that you don't have all the information. Singles, you don't have any idea what this person feels about you. You are operating simply that you assume, I assume that you assume, Taurus, that you are in fact, what's the word? I can't even think right now. That you think that they won't like you back, or that that they'll brush you off. But I sense importance. I sense a real connection. Obviously, we're getting the Lovers here. Okay, so, and the Lovers can speak in terms of choice and in terms of love for me as a reader. Okay, it can go both ways. I do have some sense of choice though happening. Two of Pentacles, the Lovers. What is this choice? I don't know. I'll get more information. I don't know what this choice is. For some, it could be that they just really didn't know. And so if you were to express the way you feel or tell them something that could come a little bit, as a surprise, you probably won't quite get the reaction that you were, of course, hoping for. But it doesn't mean that there's not something real, because when you get the Lovers, there's definitely a connection. Okay, there's definitely at least, if nothing else, a physical connection where the sex could be amazing and you could really click on that chemical way that, it's rare. Okay. If nothing else. But I think it runs deeper. I really do. You guys are on the same page. You're operating on the same wavelength. You're all coming out as wands. Okay? So you at least have a mutual understanding, or I feel like the playing field, it's not like a home game versus an away game, right? Like, you're both playing a home game at the same time. If that makes sense. I'm not a sports person. I don't know if that makes sense or not. So, since you both have the home advantage, okay, what are you really weighing your options for? More based on their reaction, because you don't know. But there's no way for you to know until you talk about it. There's no way for you to know unless you open up. I think there's a fear of opening up and being vulnerable, right? A Knight of Wands doesn't like to be in the hot seat. Well, okay, but that's kind of the risk you have to take. I'm sensing the attraction is coming more from you toward them. Not saying they are not attracted to you, but they might just, for some of you, I think there's not a relationship here. Maybe it's a friendship, I don't know, but this person just has either never thought of you that way, or you've never been an option before, and so they're not thinking of you as an option. Like, something needs to change the thought, like the definition of your relationship a little bit, even if there is even a definition. And again, if you're married, they've never thought about the issue. They've never thought about the outcome or the result. Like, you're making the issue worse by not talking about it. And you're putting yourself in this little prison of yours. It's all assumptions. It's all projections. Those swords aren't real. They are illusions and figments of your imagination. That blindfold is you just not wanting to acknowledge the truth. I think you're battling intuition. Like your intuition is saying that there's a connection, but you're not wanting to be vulnerable side. Your ego, okay, is saying, no, I don't want to take the risk. Okay, let me pull out more cards. Hopefully I'll get more information. I feel like I kept repeating myself over and over with that one. I don't know why I was a little bit stumbly. Is what it is. Okay. Okay, here we go. Taurus. Seven of Swords. By not talking about it and by sitting on this issue, it's creating more and more tension. You are, in effect, hurting yourself. You're making it worse. So all of these projections and these assumptions, oh, this person's going to turn me down, they're going to break my heart, it's going to be terrible, this person definitely doesn't feel the same way. If they did feel the same way, then I would have heard from them by now. You're killing it before it even starts. I see a connection there. I see potential love there, but you need to give this person the opportunity, at least for them to at least know. And then you know. And then at least you'll know and you'll stop worrying about it, right? Here you are. That is the king, or the card of Taurus. The King of Pentacles is the king of Taurus. The King of Pentacles is the card of Taurus. Look, they have things that they haven't said to you either. There's feelings there. It's mutual. It's mutual. It's going both ways. You each get a knight in reverse and you each get a royalty, right? Like a king or a queen. You each get one. So takes confidence. You need confidence. It's very possible you've been hurt in the past, or you've been in a situation like this in the past where you became vulnerable and you lost. And I think that's what's holding you back, is because maybe you've had an experience like this, and you don't want to see it happening again because you don't want to experience it because it sucks, and maybe you got embarrassed and maybe you felt like it wasn't worth it and all of this. But like I said, in love, or I didn't say this, but like they say, in love, if you can't win if you don't play the game. And that entails getting hurt. It entails losing once in a while. All right, you have to bear the risk of rejection. You have to bear the risk of a relationship not developing, or your partner disagreeing with you and not wanting the same thing. But that's just what you need to do. You need to step up and be a King of Pentacles. You know, he's not going to sit on an issue. He's going to address the issue, because this person knows that the only way to fix a problem is to attack the problem. You can't pussyfoot around it and hope that it just goes away. And that's kind of what you're doing here. You're pussyfooting around the issue. You're like, it's full on avoidance. If you have feelings for someone, say it. It's almost as though the universe is forcing you to go into this unknown. We have the moon coming out. It's almost as though it's saying you can't go above the issue, you cannot go underneath it, you have to go through it. That's your only option. You have to go through these ominous towers, right? We have 2 towers and we have 2 pentacles. You have to weigh the risk. It's a cost benefit analysis, really, is what you're doing. What's the cost of not talking about this? For some of you, it's not having someone that you love. Okay, well, maybe right now you're already single, so what are you really losing? You're in a partnership, you just don't get the thing that you're worried about. Okay, well, you're already living without it, so what's really the worst that could happen? And obviously for each of you, this particular issue is going to be different and your individual scenario is going to be different. But okay, well, you have to take the bull by the horns. You're the bull, the Taurus. You're good at that. Okay, you just take control and you own up to what you're feeling. You own up to what you're thinking and you just move forward. And I know I'm talking to both men and women out there, but I'm going to say this because it's something culturally that we'll all understand. Like, be a man. Okay? Be a man. Here's the little boy. Okay? You need to be the man. And I'm not telling women, sorry, I know that's like sexual gender issues, whatever, but you know what I'm saying. Like, be an adult. They're just as scared to talk about it, and they have something that they want to tell you too. But I think they think it's irrelevant. But for you, I'm seeing this very pressing desire to talk about this, to say, I care about you, I love you, I haven't been able to stop thinking about you. Well, they've been thinking it too. Maybe they haven't been thinking about as much as you because you just weren't an option. You weren't on the table. So they've been dating, they've been going out, they've been busy, they've been building their career, they've been focusing on them and friends, and they're on Tinder and Bumble and all these apps, and they're doing their life. But it's because you never said anything. Are you going to let this opportunity pass you by? Are you going to let this person go? Is this going to be the one that got away? Now, I'm seeing reciprocity, but it's like secret reciprocity, right? It's a secretive, underlying vibe. Like you're both vibing on each other and you're both too afraid to say it. Why? It's like your past failures are getting in your way. You're using past failure, both of you. You're both using past failures as an excuse not to tell each other how you feel. And we're getting this Emperor here. I think this person is looking to you to be the rock. They are looking to you to be the leader. And I don't care if you're man or woman, they're looking to you. They're waiting on you. They're taking your lead. So are you going to lead? It's time for you, I think, to stop thinking so much and start taking action. It's time for you to, you may have gone through something in your life that has triggered a sense of urgency about this issue, where maybe you realize that time is ticking and life is too short, and you're realizing what really matters in life. Maybe some of you experience a death in the family or a big financial loss, or some of you have, had major life-changing things, health issues, or, and I'm going to put negative stuff because usually it's the negative stuff that begets the most positive change in our life. And it's usually the stuff that we're really grateful for. We're on our deathbed. Are we, they always say, when you're on your deathbed, you think about all the people and everything that you did. Well, usually those things are synonymous with suffering in some way, right? Like having a child is so challenging. It is a form of suffering, but it's also one of the most rewarding things anyone can do in their life. Building a business, also a form of suffering, but also very rewarding. So you kind of see where I'm going with that. Maybe something has happened to trigger this new mindset, and it's like a romantic comedy where you're like, wow, like I had no idea this person really meant so much to me, and I really want them in my life. I think some of you are like super, super deep in love with someone that doesn't know you're in love with them. Again, if you're married, you want something. But in the past, you've been too afraid to say it. Well, whatever has triggered you to, like, you're on the line, right? I think you're on the line and you're waiting for the gun, the starter pistol. Is that what it's called? You're waiting for that gun to fire so that you can take off. Okay, well, you kind of have to pull your own trigger sometimes. And look, I'm not going to say that all of you are going to live happily ever after with this person, because I'm not seeing an outcome here. But it's up to you to ask yourself if you're willing to take that chance. I'm seeing love. The Lovers. Being blessed. The Lovers is a blessing, I feel. It's all very romantic. It's something you have to just do. And the word just can be incredibly demeaning. It can be incredibly, it can minimize the intensity of a situation. But sometimes you really just have to take the first step. It's hard and it is going to be stressful, but like I say, you're the King of Pentacles. You can do it. He can do it. He creates. That's what he does. Okay. I feel like the message in this was very short, and I tried to make it more deep, but I think it's very simple, and I think you know what you need to do. It's very black and white. Okay, there's no gray area here. So I'm going to leave you with that, okay, Taurus? I hope it provided some insight for you. You have so much potential to fall deeply in love. You really do. So it's up to you, though. All right? So I will leave you with that. All right? Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next month. Bye.